can I do? What can I do when I'm stuck inside you? This cell of ice and fire, what blood red death, lost in desire, smell of life.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Live, back on our regular time of Thursday nights at 7 o'clock. How you doing, man?
Oh, I was just checking my imaginary watch that I don't have.
Right on.
Am I in the right place?
You're in the right place.
At the right time?
At the right time. Same bat time, same bat station, all that good stuff.
See, I was getting used to all these shows on Tuesday and appearing on other people's shows and going live by myself. And,
you did that. You killed that.
Doing all these appearances, and I don't even know which day is which anymore. And then we were like off last week on Thursday.
We were off last week, and I was gonna do something, and I didn't.
It's weird. I appeared anyway. You're the superstar here. I'm just the sidekick. I did more shows than I ever did last week, and I didn't even do one on Thursday.
Let's see. So we got yeah, you did really good. You had 382 views on your Quiet Place review, and then I went live just to see if I could compete, and I don't even know where mine's at. Where's mine? Only 138 for mine. So you murdered me.
See, but here's the thing, though, Rick. Since you're on camera a lot more than me, how can they miss you if you don't go away?
That's what it is, isn't it? So tonight we're going to do something a little different because we had the interview on Tuesday, and if you haven't seen that, you got to go see that. The Hodges are freaking awesome.
Yeah, they are great people.
They're really cool, and they brought all kinds of people to our page, at least that day. So hopefully some of those people are in the comments today, and they liked and followed and did all the stuff you're supposed to do. But it was really fun talking to them. Yeah,
they were a really, really fun couple. I could tell they're going to be really fun to hang out with, too, next month. Definitely looking forward to meeting the both of them. And even though the specific style of horror film they made is not typically my cup of tea, I really enjoyed it.
Oh, really?
I did.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to say that with them on.
Oh, you know what? See, I thought you hated it and didn't want to tell them that.
No, I did. No, I actually really enjoyed it.
Right.
It's very entertaining. And I think the people that are more into the hardcore gore stuff will like it even more than I do.
Oh God, yeah.
So
I think it could. I mean, it could seriously turn into a Terrifier type thing. It could.
See, now a good thing too. I brought it up a couple days ago and we didn't know yet. We found out yesterday. The film is actually headlining the film festival,
as it should, based on what I've seen in the thing. Hey, Karen, how you doing, Karen? Karen in the comments. You got the fireworks. You got fireworks for you.
So yeah, I believe Saturday at 6:30 is their time slot.
Is when their film's playing, but they're going to be there both days, just hanging out, selling DVDs, shaking hands and shaking babies and kissing hands.
Yeah, shaking babies. Yeah. Now, hopefully they'll be in the crowd on Friday afternoon for us.
I'm sure they will. And then we'll have like 6 people in the crowd.
This guy.
We got at least 3. I paid for him to come to make sure.
No, it is. It's tough. We understand Friday afternoon. Most people are
going to be at work. And
yeah.
I think we were originally on Saturday and we got bumped to Friday. I'm pretty sure the original rundown had us on Saturday, but I don't know that for sure.
Maybe the guy actually watched some of our shows and was like, what have I done?
We moved them to the time when nobody's in the house.
And he's like, if I didn't make a promise to Brett Wagner, I'd just kick him out altogether.
Just cut him, but I might need Brett for a future show.
Yeah.
No, I think it's good. I think it's gonna be awesome. Like, even if it's just me and you with Mike just talking to people, we'll make something work.
Oh, it's gonna work. I got plenty of ideas. I want to wait. We haven't seen each other in person in a few weeks because I've been so busy with work. But I have to make an appearance over there to see you soon.
What are you doing Saturday?
This Saturday, I'm not sure what I'm doing after work. Next Saturday, I will be in Pittsburgh.
Oh, okay, cool. What are you doing in Pittsburgh?
I am going to the Phillies Pirates game with Sean Schiffel.
Absolutely awesome. Right on. Yeah, it's cool stuff.
And his son, who's now 3 times older than he was the last time I saw him.
So is that a new stadium for him?
No, we've both been there.
Okay, because I know he posted a while ago that he's trying to get to every stadium, and he went to like 3 or 4 this year.
Yeah, we've actually been to a Pirates game together before.
Beautiful.
It's my personal favorite MLB stadium I've been to. It's just absolutely beautiful. PNC
I
Park.
haven't been to many.
Yeah,
I haven't been to many. I've been to Detroit. I've been to Cleveland. I've seen Cincinnati. I haven't been inside.
It's beautiful.
I'm thinking of the old one then.
Okay.
Yeah, they have a new one, so I don't think we've even seen the new one.
Great American Ballpark. That one's been around about 15 years.
Yeah, I don't know if I see. I know I definitely haven't been inside. I might have seen it. I've been to Yankee Stadium, the old one, and I've been inside the new one, but it was before they opened. I broke in.
Oh,
yeah,
you pulled the Scott Ian at spring training, did you?
Yeah, I just walked in, like asked for forgiveness, not permission.
That's what he did.
He's not supposed to be there. And it was awesome, man. I toured the whole thing. I mean, it was really. It was almost done.
Did you ever hear the Scott Ian story about breaking into the Yankee Stadium in Florida? It was their spring training stadium down in Florida.
Okay.
And Anthrax was on tour. For those who don't know, Scott Ian,
yeah,
star player for Anthrax.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a huge Yankee fan. He's a New York guy.
Mm-hmm.
And it was late at night, and he went there and just hopped the fence and went in there and he stole one of the on deck circles.
Why not, right?
Well, Steinbrenner got wind of it, and he was a zero tolerance guy, and he actually was going to prosecute him.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it's a felony.
Yeah, George was still alive when I did this.
Yeah. You know who saved his ass?
Who's that?
Howard Stern.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, because he's a personal friend of both, and he told George, let's let him be. So I remember Scott Ian made like a big public apology about it, and he just said, "I had too much wine, and it was an adventure, and I'm sorry."
Nina Yarrington from Bloody Essentials, which will be on their show on Wednesday coming up.
Mm-hmm.
She's in the comments. She said the sports. Well, it's kind of a heavy metal story too, because it involves Scott Ian. So it's kind of cool still. So tonight we are going to do whatever comes up in the comments. We're going to talk about current events. We're going to talk about Maxine a little bit, spoiler free. I'm going to let Ryan do most of the talking on that to make sure, because I'm bad at just running my mouth. I mean, I'm going to talk too. I'm just going to talk off.
That's not why.
That's not why?
I know why. That I'm going to do most of the talking on that.
Why? Because I have no
387 views, 138 views.
Yeah, you're the star. You're the star. Those solo videos this week proved that. And I even begged for people to watch too. I was like, let's make Ryan. Like, you didn't even mention me or anything. You just put it up there. You didn't even announce you were going to put it up there. And I'm like, Ryan got a bunch of views. Let's see if I can get more. And I did it in the studio with the fancy schmancy stuff, and I still got murdered. I
just did it selfie style with a stupid cell phone camera.
Yeah, and I even had the Death Crew Society guys. I backed off of them because I was using I was opening the prize that I won from them. Yeah. So I figured if I tagged them, I'd get some of their guys. I did get a couple of their guys, but
I tagged nothing. I tagged no one.
I know you just put it out there. I don't know where I was, but I just kept getting. I got a post and I looked at it, kind of glanced. I was at a movie, I think, and I glanced at it and said, "The whole damn enchilada just posted live." And I'm like, I don't think so. I'm here.
You think it went off? You think you like pocket dialed the?
Or something stupid. Yeah, but wherever I was, I couldn't really see it. I think I was at a movie. Was I at a movie? I seen Maxine. I did not see Quiet Place, so I was not at that.
You still need to go see it, man.
I don't know, man. I started to watch the original, and 8 minutes into it, I thought it was the dumbest shit ever. So
it's nothing like it.
It's nothing like it. I'm gonna give it a shot. We'll give it a shot.
And it's really nothing like it, and you don't need to have seen it to enjoy this one and understand it.
And with the original, you had to read the subtitles the whole time. And I think kids were in the room or something. I'm talking to somebody. You turn away for 10 seconds, and trying to do stuff on the computer. So like maybe that probably had a lot more to do with it. So I'll give it a shot.
I like the original too, but I like the new one better for sure than them.
Karen says it's a great movie. Are you talking about the new one or the original, Karen? Or both? Maybe both. Maybe both.
I like the originals. I love the new one.
I forgot to get Pepsi while I was at the store, so I have nothing to drink. That sucks.
See,
I'm about to, on camera, drink a water if we have one.
You?
Yeah, we're gonna have to have it. It'll be documented on camera.
On camera, drink a water. That should be
That's if we have water.
bonus.
I don't even know if we do, because since I don't drink it, I wouldn't notice if it was gone and we needed more.
I've known Rick for like 3,421 years.
Yeah.
And that's 3, 4, 2, 1 backwards, or 4, 3, 2, 1. I fucked that up. I've seen him drink water like once. So, which I'm gonna pour my lemonade.
I would love to have some of that right now.
And then with that lemonade,
the original's what she was talking about. She said she hasn't seen the new one. I'm gonna give it another shot. There was just too much going on, and since you got to read the subtitles.
See, some people like ice with their lemonade. I like iced tea.
My daughter just came down. She hands me the water. She says, "You're drinking a water?" There's nothing. I don't have any soda. Wow. I forgot to get some to the store. Wow. I know. Yeah, she's even freaking out. So we got that on video now. Sip of water. But I thought I could get through this without something to drink. I cannot.
No, it's impossible. I got my Arnold Palmer now. I'm ready to go. More sports. Sorry.
Hey, that's a virgin Arnold Palmer, though, is it? No, the Arnold Palmer always is, right?
Just lemonade, nice tea, man.
The what's the other guy? The other guy that does it and he puts alcohol in it.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, you do. The big guy, with the mullet and the smokes.
Oh, John Daly.
The John Daly. I kept wanting to say Chuck Daly. That's the basketball coach.
Yeah. John Daly.
John Daly is the alcoholic Arnold Palmer. Patricia Stevens says hi. Asylum Beyond the Patricia Stevens. She's a carryover from the Death Care Society show. Rebecca Marie Bug says ghetto tea is the best tea. And Shannon says ghetto tea. Asylum Beyond the Dead says Mia got this hot, and he's absolutely right. We have a low resolution picture because I did not get to ask Charles to send me a good one like he did to save us from the Jason X show. Mm-hmm. And I had a different background. I put it on for a second just so that they can see it, and then I'll get rid of it. But it was given Ryan seizures.
So since we had, go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm mobile. I can hear you.
Okay. I don't know. Since people are already talking about it, you just want to cover that first?
What, Maxine?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I got a box I want to open first.
Oh, okay.
See, there's the background I wanted to go with, and that's the only one that had like the proper resolution and stuff.
Rick, you are a
but I didn't know it was going to be blinking like that. So
you're a dirty pervert, Rick. You want to open Maxine's box? You want to open Maxine's box on the air?
No, not Maxine's box, dude. A box, not this guy. So I got a box. Remember we were when we were on with Laura Marie Taylor?
Yeah.
And we had her friend that made the toys for her in the comments.
That's right.
And that day I ordered a couple from him.
Ooh, let's see.
The next day, I don't remember.
Misi.
Yeah. So JCMFX is the guys.
I'm looking.
We're gonna. So he shipped these out. When did I order them? I think I did not order them right away because I think I got distracted. And then I want to say it took him about 2 or 3 weeks to get here. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if he makes these to order or what.
So it's been like 3 weeks since we had her on?
I think like 4 or 5. Time flies, buddy. Yeah.
It does. The Halloween shit's going to be coming into my work soon.
So we got a bunch of packing peanuts.
Mm.
So we're going to make a mess with those. But they're wrapped up in this bubble wrap. We'll try to leave the packing peanuts in there. And not get them all over the floor. The cat will start playing with them. Snacks
for later.
Yeah. I don't know if you eat the packing peanuts. I don't know if that's good for you.
No, peanuts.
I got 2. And I was hoping they would get here by when we did our Jason X review because one of them is Uber Jason.
Wow.
And since I don't have an Uber Jason, and he puts them on a card like you would find in the store. Now, the thickness of this card is really nice. It's thicker than you would get normally in a store. Got the little hole punch for the. Do you know the name of the thing that sits on?
The peg.
In the store? Yeah, the little thing.
The peg. Just a peg.
Yeah. He's got his machete in there, and it looks pretty good. Pretty good quality.
He just wanted his machete back.
Of course, we had to go with
Vicky
with the brown panties.
Vicky, panties so icky.
He has the one with the regular one where she's in the original outfit too.
Mm-hmm.
And I was gonna get one of each. You got to check him out because he has a lot of different people. He has a couple different Adrian Kings, Betsy Palmers, really cool stuff. A lot of Friday the 13th. He has a lot of Halloween stuff.
He has a couple Adrian Kings.
Mm-hmm.
Does he have any of the 5 final girls that were better than her?
That's just your opinion, man. It's like, but no, JCMFX on Facebook. That's where I found them, and then you hit the shop thing. Really cool stuff. They're handmade by him, hand painted by him, and boxed and everything, and shipped by him. So the price is a little high. I mean, when you consider everything that goes into it, I don't think it's high. I think they're $50 a piece.
Oh, so a little bit more than a NECA Ultimate.
Yeah. But, the guys that are making NECAs are doing those in a factory at like however many, boom, 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 So, and they're bigger, but a lot of work goes into those.
Oh, sure.
So, I mean, I didn't, message him. Maybe if you buy a couple of them, he'll give you a deal or something. He did offer me a deal, but I don't want to speak on it. I had already
got to run in.
I already placed the order anyway by the time he did message me the deal, so I will be getting more from him at said deal. But yeah, talk to him. He'll probably be able to help you.
Okay.
All right. So did you see Maxine yesterday then?
I did last night.
Okay. We're going to get into that a little bit real quick, and then we got some other things too. We had like 4 things we wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
All right. I got it. I remember now. All right. Let me find my couple things that I wanted to talk about with this movie. I was taking notes in the theater, but I sit in the back row and usually go at a time when there's nobody else there as to not disturb other people watching the movie.
I went to a college movie theater for the first time.
Which one did you go to?
Kent.
Oh yeah, Kent. You said you were going to Kent. I just thought you meant to the city.
No, they have a college theater, and it is nice. The screening rooms are on the small side, but that gave it a better atmosphere because the movie'd been out for about a week by the time I got to see it, so it wasn't going to be like a sellout crowd anyway in a bigger theater. It was a 50-seat room, and it was probably about half full, and it had very, very, very comfortable seating. So
when I was switching the backgrounds, I got off the comment screen, and we got like 8 comments since then. Patricia said, "What's in the box?" And then Karen said, "Oh, nice." And Rebecca said, "Is that my Sprite I left in your car?"
It is.
and Charles says, "Some charge $1,000." Yeah, well, I wouldn't pay $1,000 for these, but 50 is reasonable considering that they're like handmade and hand painted. And Patricia says she has some good friends in Kent and says, "Hey, Charles." So now we're caught up with that. Had you seen before this X
Pearl? Yes.
And Pearl. Okay. I wasn't sure if you had.
Yeah, this is a sequel to X for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But Pearl kind of is its own thing.
Yeah, well, Pearl's the prequel to tell you about the old lady and stuff.
Right.
For me, and spoiler alert, not really a spoiler, but when it comes to our grades for the movie, I'm just going to say this now. I like them best in descending order. I like this the best. I like Pearl second best, and I like X the least. And that's not to say that I don't like it, because I liked it a lot. With X, funny thing about X is, I let my kids watch anything just about.
Yeah.
Or especially horror related. And it was late night. I couldn't sleep. It was like 1 or 2 in the morning. I decided to watch X. And of course, since the kids were sleeping, they didn't watch it with me. I am so glad that I got to watch that movie without them. Because if I would have watched that with the girl, wow, that would have been bad. It's been all kinds of bad. And she said, "Which one was your favorite as a trilogy?" And then than I said. So yeah. So I think Maxine's the best. Yeah, and I thought Pearl was cool just because of how different it was. I like different stuff, man. I like stuff that's different that you don't see every day. And X was different too. You know, don't get me
All
wrong.
three of them are different from each
Yeah,
other.
and different from the masses, what you see in
Yeah.
the masses. So
see, I'm not going to talk too much about the other two.
Yeah.
That's not why we're here.
Yeah.
I liked them all. I really like this one.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. It was really cool. But one thing, like me and Nina were texting earlier about it. And one thing I said to her was, this is going to come up on our What is Horror episode.
You're right. I was just going to go into that.
Because I'm like, I don't know what is horror about this. Like, because in my, like, and I know that's like down the road, we're going to do that. But one of the biggest things is I'm going to come up with is like, what is horror to you? What makes a movie horror? Because I don't think it has to say that in the description to be horror. And I think sometimes it can and it won't be. I think it has to be scary. And I don't think this was.
See, I agree. I think this is more of a crime film.
Yeah.
Slash like kind of a neo-noir, like in a way.
Right. It was so good.
And a period piece. And that the thing I'll actually say it now since we're not doing a full thing. The thing I absolutely like the most about this movie was the 80s like glitz to it. Just that whole 80s feel. I loved it.
And
the first like 15 minutes of this like really drove it into you, but then there were still little things throughout that were like, yes, this is 1985. You know,
great intro to the movie, everything. Like, and
that's
phenomenal.
That's an A intro any day. Like, I think they put that license plate on that car just for that shot.
We got Charles here. He says he had a lot going on, so he didn't get to see it, but I got to watch it on nature, and holy shit, glad I didn't pay for that. What a pile of shit that was. It had potential, but it wanted to be Friday the 13th so bad and fell so short big time. I can see how people can think that. I liked it because of how different it was.
Yeah.
But there was a you could cut a half hour, 45 minutes out of that movie, and then it would be a great movie.
Yeah, Rick definitely liked it more than me.
Yeah.
Says, but no,
the boyfriend felt the same way. And Jared Haggerty, who has his OnlyFans episode of Horror Shed podcast up on YouTube right now, is in the comments too. Says what's up.
So yeah, love the 80s feel of it, the vibe. It really brought it home. I love Kevin Bacon's character in this so much. Just he plays such a good scumbag, man.
Yeah, one of the highlights of the movie for sure.
Yeah, oh, definitely.
The cast in general was really, really good.
You got Giancarlo Esposito, Bobby Cannavale, Michelle Monaghan. They're all great.
Yeah.
Mia Goth is like a goddess now.
She's amazing.
And so non-traditional.
Yeah. So one of the things that somebody said in the movie, and since you're the Hitchcock guy, you'll know what this is. Somebody said that she was a Hitchcock blonde. What does that mean?
Just like all the like leading women in Hitchcock.
He always has blondes. Is that a thing?
Yeah, like Kim Novak or just
the girl from the Birds, the girl
Princess,
from...
or Princess Grace. Okay. You know, Grace Kelly before she was Princess Grace.
Right on.
Yeah, just that was Hitchcock's thing was the blonde.
And another thing, I know what I was going to say earlier. I read, and I think I read this on IMDb, which isn't 100% accurate all the time, but I read that Ty West used, if it didn't exist before the 80s, he didn't use it to make the movie.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no CGI, there's no, or very little CGI if there is any, because CGI wasn't a thing really yet. Practical effects. And I heard down to the cameras he was using was things that were available in the 80s.
Yeah.
I don't know how true that is.
I can believe it because it there's definitely felt like there was like a slight bit of like, pardon the pun, but film. Like, it wasn't super clean. It was kind of gritty, like the picture. So I can buy that.
Right.
But that's what he was going for, and it was apparent that's what he was going for.
Yeah, this guy is an actual. What's up, Kevin Ellis from the Spooky Picture Podcast?
Close.
Spooky Picture Show?
Yes.
All right. You ain't gonna get me 3 times in a row. I did it 2 weeks in a row. 3, no good. But damn, I lost my train of thought. What was it? Where was I at right before that? Fuck, what did you just say last? Oh, you're gone! He's gone! Oh, Jesus Christ. Rick just fumbled. Yep, you're damn it. Yep. Oh, Christ. And he's back. What happened? Did somebody call you?
Can't hear anything.
Can you hear me now? Oh, I don't know. Technical difficulties. Ryan's going to sign out. I'm sure he's going to come right back on. It was a cat. Probably was his cat. Well, he's got a couple of them over there. So, yeah. So the movie, we had great cast. Ty West is a director. That's what I was going to say. This guy is a filmmaker. This guy actually has like a vision of what he wants to do. He's not just pointing a camera and recording shit. He actually has a vision and executes that vision. And it's like you could clearly see the inspiration in the film from Hitchcock, from Brian De Palma there was a couple of the Brian De Palma signature split screen. I just heard him pop back in. And can you hear me now?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so
Yeah,
I found my train of thought while you were gone. I was saying how Ty West is an actual filmmaker. He's not like point a camera and shoot shit.
Mm-hmm.
He has a vision and he executes his vision. And it was
Yes,
clear in this. And you can see that he was definitely inspired by Hitchcock. And it seemed Brian De Palma with the split screens. Well, Brian De Palma stole that from Hitchcock too, right? Didn't Hitchcock do that before?
That's not one of his trademark things or anything.
Not like De Palma, right?
No.
And then even Fulci in one certain scene of the movie that we will not get that much into.
Right.
But you don't have to be a rocket
I know
scientist to figure out I'm talking about some gore in the movie.
Yeah.
But wasn't it? It was like very Fulci-esque.
Yes.
You know. And Jared says, "Am I driving down to throw axes?" I wish, dude. He's doing a live show on August 18th. I'm pretty sure. He'll correct me if I'm wrong. In New Jersey at some axe house, which he will comment in a second, and then I will say, Chris Olin, most unrated 80s movie. Let me put this up here to see it better. Boop. Most unrated 80s movie is Rawhead Rex. There's a lot of movies they could do reboot and make really popular again. Yeah, for sure.
I think he meant underrated.
Underrated. Yeah, not unrated.
Yeah.
That's what threw me off. Yeah, okay. But it probably was unrated too, because I heard it was pretty crazy.
Now, let me ask you this. What didn't you like about this?
There was nothing I didn't like.
Oh, there's 2 things for me.
But there was something I didn't like as much, and it was the ending.
The actual very, very ending was fine, but
before that.
Oh yeah, it was very predictable, and like it was pretty apparent who the antagonist was going to be. You know,
that whole part in there.
Yeah,
was it was unbelievable, and since the whole movie was so believable.
Yeah.
It kind of took you out.
But I
did not like it. It was indifferent.
Also, you kind of touched on it, but I'll just reiterate. It didn't feel like a horror movie.
No, I don't think it did.
It's just a good movie.
Yeah, and that's why Nina, I think, will really like it because she was a big fan of the Silence of the Lambs movies, which, I mean, it's not like that, but it's like that.
Those are more psychological. Yeah. This is just like a straight crime neo-noir kind of thing going on. I still enjoyed it very, very much. We'll get to how much soon.
So Nina asks, I gotta do this. Is there an end credit scene?
No.
There is.
No, there isn't.
But don't stay for it because it's the dumbest shit in history.
Yeah.
I always Google, is there an end credit scene? Yeah. And sure enough, it says yes. Doesn't tell me what it is. There is. The Be Kind Rewind. That counts.
That's not a scene.
Well, it's dumb, and they got me to stay an extra 3-4 minutes. But that's what happens. There's a Be Kind Rewind sticker on the screen and
Yeah,
one
at
other
the end, that's it.
flash or something.
That's it.
Yeah, don't. You stayed too?
Yeah, of course I did.
Oh, okay. Did you
I
stay?
always stay.
Oh, okay. No, I always Google to see if there's going to be end credit, and then I leave.
I never Google. I always stay.
Yeah. And I usually do it in the middle of the movie too. Like
I vibe out to the music.
I always forget to before I get there.
Closing credit song is a banger. So
yeah.
The music in this movie was really fucking great too. So again, very appropriate for the period. But yeah, another thing I want to say, and this might be, a lot of people might not like this, but I feel like they not missed an opportunity because it's going to be a huge success regardless. I think if they actually got rid of those two really gory parts, it would be better. Because there was really only two really, really gory, kind of cringy looking things. There's at
least three.
Okay, there's two really that stand out, but whatever. If they got rid of all of them,
we'll talk off air about that.
Yeah, if they got rid of all of them though, and just put this out as a more mainstream film, I think it could have even been more successful.
Yeah, I can see that. Definitely, because like once you attach horror to it, it just unfortunately, it doesn't get the mainstream attention that it needs to.
See, now X, there was no shot to do that. And even though this is a sequel to that, I think this film in and of itself, if it was cleaned up and more mainstreamized, again, people might not like that opinion, but I think it would have been even a little bit better and definitely more successful.
Yeah, like I could see the horror in X because X had jump scares and X.
Well, yeah, no, that's not what I mean.
No, I know that. I'm just saying
you couldn't have made that a huge Hollywood mainstream movie. This one you could have.
Weirdness.
You absolutely could have made this a huge mainstream film.
Right on.
Especially with the name actors in it too.
Yeah. I mean,
pretty
big names.
So that's like my argument too. People are like, oh no, it's a continuation, a sequel of like horror movie. Yeah, but you had big A-list people in this fucking movie,
And I think Ty West is going to be an A-list director. I mean, I think that's why these guys were in it.
Whatever he makes next, I'm there.
Yeah.
Whatever she does next too, I'm there.
Oh, for sure.
Again, she's not traditional at all, like in any way, but I appreciate that because she stands out. She has a different look than you would think. But I appreciate it, and it really took until this movie for me to really, really cling on to her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I liked her just fine. And X, whatever. But in Pearl, her performance was fucking outstanding. But in this one, she really raised the bar, I think.
Did you see the Suspiria remake with her?
No.
Neither did I.
No.
I've heard bad things about it.
So
the people I heard bad things about it, Suspiria is their favorite movie. So
sure. So, but yeah, what do you grade this thing, man?
I mean, it might I hate to do this because it's so new and fresh in my head that I might overgrade it.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say it's an A.
Wow.
But I'm gonna go because of that end. I'm gonna take some points off of the ending. I'm gonna go B+.
Okay. I'm not too far from you. There's no way it's an A. And I liked it very much.
You said you didn't like two things. What was the other thing?
It didn't feel like a horror movie, and the predictability of the ending and who the antagonist was.
Oh, okay. So, okay. Right on. I didn't care that it didn't feel like a horror movie.
It didn't.
It didn't.
But typically that wouldn't matter, but this was marketed as such.
Yeah.
So that's why I count it as a negative, because it was marketed as one. And other than, a couple of gory things, there's nothing horrific about it. Yeah.
I agree. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Before this movie, Nina, I would not have agreed with you, but now I do.
Oh, no, she's amazing.
She really won me over here. So and she was my third favorite thing about it, and she won me over. So for me, man,
probably, and the two things I liked better were probably the two things you liked better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Kevin Bacon and the 80s feel. Just
Right
the
on.
setting, the atmosphere, everything. Richard Ramirez shit going on, all of it.
Yeah.
You know, the whole opening credit sequence just so fucking cool.
Yeah.
So no, man, for me,
That's easy top.
this is a solid B.
Right on. Yeah,
And
I think
that's-
everybody just go see the movie. You're gonna love it.
Mhm.
I don't know what its budget was, but it only made $7 million. But they were happy about the $7 million. So I think
I'm
maybe
sure
it
it
was
was.
on a lot of screens.
I'm sure it was made for less than that.
Yeah. And you know, when you have a director like Ty West, you know, you get these like with Quentin. I mean, people want to work with them. They don't care that they're not going to get paid. I'm making a Quentin Tarantino movie.
Yeah. And Quiet Place Day One is still tops for me so far in 2024.
Oh,
But this is up there.
right on.
So this is in the running for my second favorite horror film of the year, and I'll put it in the horror category because
They didn't.
I'll put it in there because it was marketed as such.
Yeah, we're definitely good. This movie is definitely going to come up on that What Is Horror episode that we have to get moving on.
Yeah. Yeah. The other two in this trilogy are definitely horror.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. This one, though, I don't think so.
Like, I couldn't see how anybody would be scared. There was some gore.
Yeah.
There was some gore.
Yeah.
But the gore wasn't scary.
It wasn't. And again, like I said, it didn't need to be there.
I don't think
it added anything to it. I don't. So, but either way, I really, really enjoyed the movie.
That Fulci kill did, in my opinion. Kevin Bacon did a great job on Stir of Echoes years ago. I absolutely love that film.
Love that movie.
And I think if you looked up that film, I think it's not going to say it's a horror movie, and that absolutely is a horror movie.
It is. It's a horror / thriller.
Yeah, because that movie was scary.
Yeah, I love that movie.
Absolutely love it.
Another Richard Matheson script right there.
Yeah. Did you ever
Twilight
see that?
Zone? Hey.
The sequel of Rob Lowe?
No, I will never watch it.
Please don't.
No.
It was a straight to video deal.
Yeah, I can see why. So. Now I'm thinking about Ileana Douglas. I'm a big fan of her too. So.
Right on.
So yeah, that was Maxine.
That was Maxine. We got 38 minutes out of it, pretty much. So that's good. For our unplanned show, we're moving right along.
Mm-hmm.
Moving right along.
So do we transition from
wait a
something?
minute. There might be something else that I had, like a couple things I wanted to get to about that, and oh damn, I screwed something up. You know when you go to see a movie, it's not going to be as funny as it would have been, but I'm gonna put it out there anyway. And like when they're previewing the movie, and they'll say like Siskel and Ebert says, and it'll have a line about whatever. I was gonna find some lines like that. Did you watch Death Cure Society on Monday?
No.
I was going to find some lines that people said about this movie from real critics.
Yeah.
And Zigzag said, when I first heard about, I hope I get this right. When I first heard about this movie, I wanted to feel like I'm sticking my face in the ass crack of the 80s Hollywood. And I got that. Dude, I was dying. Dude, so I was gonna have it like my cheap attempt at a graphic and put those up, but I forgot. God damn it! The best laid plans of mice and men. But that was the only other thing I had written down. So
moving right along.
I want to feel like I'm sticking my face crack in the 80s Hollywood's ass, something like that. I fucked it up. I could just see that on one of these posters. Zigzag from Death Cure Society says.
I just want to see his quotes on the re-release of the Fog remake box set.
Yeah.
The time machine quote.
Alrighty then.
Anyway. Maxine, though, positive all around. But unfortunately, something negative.
We have to transition.
Yeah.
Into a negative topic, unfortunately. Today, the passing of Shelley Duvall, who horror fans all know from The Shining, obviously.
Yeah, very, very iconic character, Wendy Torrance.
Absolutely. I was just watching that on Shudder earlier today because I started it the other day and fell asleep, so I went back and started it again. today and watched it. But Shelley Duvall, she was like 75 years old, right? Yeah, almost exactly. Her birthday was a couple days ago.
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear how she passed? What happened?
No, I know that she really had not the easiest life the last couple of decades or so. I won't, go into details because again, I don't know firsthand. It just she kind of turned very reclusive, and apparently she did appear in some kind of indie horror movie a couple of years ago, but I have no idea where to find it.
Oh, yeah. Here's a credit for a movie called The Forest Hills. I don't know if that's what you're talking about.
It might be. It's like 2022 or something.
That was 2023.
Yeah, that's that then. And that was like her first credit.
20 years
like her first credit in 20 years or something.
Yeah, 20 years. Because before that, you had 2002, 2000. Yeah, she was kind of just gone for a while. She did some cons for a while, then that was like not happening, and she had like I think she had some social issues too.
Yeah.
But yeah, The Shining is up there with The Thing, as one of the greatest films of all times. Not just a horror movie.
It is, man, and she played an absolute nervous wreck to a T.
Yeah.
And the things that Kubrick and Nicholson did to her on that set.
See, we got Charles, Patricia, and Karen all chimed in here. All of them said she died from complications with diabetes.
Okay.
And Charles also said she had a severe case of mental illness. Yeah, I was aware of that. Karen's favorite horror movie, The Shining, and Karen lives real near that the Stanley Hotel. She lives out there. So we're going to try to get up there in the next year or two and spend the night there. And while we're up there, see Karen. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
So we're working on it. But yeah, so yeah, the Shining is just a masterpiece from top to bottom. I mean, it's influenced everything since then. Oddly enough, Stephen King hated it.
Of course, and then they did that made-for-TV remake of it in 1997. I want to say, that was definitely more faithful to the book, but nowhere near as good of a movie.
Absolutely not. Yep.
Yeah, it's not the best horror movie ever made, but it's way up there, way up there for me. And I'm a huge Stanley Kubrick guy too. I like all his stuff.
Yeah, see, for Stanley Kubrick, I haven't seen too many of his films. There's only two that I'm super familiar with.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna watch. I watched Clockwork Orange, but it was I might have been 6 years old. I don't know.
Oh,
I don't remember it.
It's great. It's great.
I think I have it here. I think I have it on DVD over there to watch soon. Mainly because of a polo stick, is what Charles says. And I think I even know what that is. Because isn't A Clockwork Orange, doesn't that have or I get this in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest confused, but Clockwork Orange has Brad Dourif or no?
Jesus Christ, I always forget. You got me on that one.
No, it's not Brad Dourif. Brad Dourif is in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Malcolm McDowell.
Yeah, Malcolm McDowell is the lead.
And this is, I think, what Charles was referring to, something with Malcolm McDowell in that movie.
Cuckoo's Nest is Nicholson, and not
two movies.
It's not Kubrick.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I just, for some reason, I get those two movies confused a lot.
I don't at all.
You've seen them a lot more than me too.
They're also way different.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. I just, for some reason, they blend together. Probably the reason is when I was about 5 or 6 years old, my parents rented both of them, and I watched them back to back, and haven't seen them since. That's probably the problem. So yeah, you said you're a big Kubrick guy. What are your top 5 Kubrick movies?
I got them for you, and I got a hot take before I get into that. As great as A Clockwork Orange is, and it's great, it's not in my top 5.
Oh wow,
it's not. I don't think it's 6th either.
Okay.
It's about halfway. I think he made. See, I don't know him like I know Hitchcock. I know exactly how many films Hitchcock made. It's 52.
And you could probably name them, the date, the star of them, the length of the freaking film. Yeah.
Some of the 20s ones, it'd be tough to iron those down in order. But once we get into the 30s, yeah, I probably could do it the rest of the way.
You're almost on the Twilight Zone.
Not quite.
Not quite, but up. It's close.
God, Kubrick, I want to say made like 16 movies.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds about right. I'm not sure.
It looked like about that. So when I glanced at it earlier, because you asked me earlier, like if I could name, and I just can't name 5.
Okay.
But
I'll give you my top 5.
I've seen 5.
Yeah.
But it's been so long that I just wouldn't feel right ranking them.
See, now this is my personal top 5 of my favorites. It's not necessarily which ones I think are the best.
Mm-hmm.
And number 5 for me is Dr. Strangelove, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb. 1964, I want to say that would be. Mm-hmm. And I love the comedy in that.
16 movies, by the way.
Excuse me?
16 movies.
Oh, I was right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love the comedy in that one. It's just enough. It's a little dark and it has a good message to it. And my 4th and 3rd favorite films of his kind of have the same message, but in a different way. And number 4 for me is 1957's Paths of Glory. Huge anti-war film.
Right on.
I'm an anti-war person. You know, we don't really get political on here, but it's just, you know, the message in that film shares my view. And in 1957, it was pretty ballsy to put anti-war stuff out.
Right on.
Because everything was Yankee Doodle Dandy back then.
Yeah.
And Kubrick went against the grain and did it and made basically a masterpiece that is critically and universally acclaimed.
So you got 3 movies left.
Mm-hmm.
And there's 4 that I think they could be. So now I'm curious.
Yeah, one of them you're going to be totally wrong about, but the other 2 are definitely the 2 that you know very well.
Yeah, I know. All right, so the third one is one of the other 2, I bet.
Yes. The third one's going to be 1987's Full Metal Jacket.
Okay.
Also, very, very, very much an anti-war movie.
Yeah.
Great. And as I get older, it's weird. When I was younger, I loved the first half of the movie and I didn't like the second half of the movie. But now that I'm older, I like the second half of the movie more than the first half. I do.
I watched the second half. I used to turn it off right after.
Me too. When I was like 7.
It's like I'm done. Yeah. But I definitely don't like the second half. But Arlie Ermy. Yeah, I mean, he's fucking. And then the guy that's Kingpin. Pyle. What's his real name? Vincent D'Onofrio. D'Onofrio. Nina says she's got to head out. Take it easy, Nina. Bye-bye. And Charles he's heading out to go do his show on Pumpkinhead tonight. So tune into that after we wrap up here on The Dive on Rumble.
Yeah. See, I love the 2 films in one feel of Full Metal Jacket. It does feel like you get two movies for the price of one. And now, now that I'm older, I do like the second half more. I do. The last 30 minutes of that are so intense, and it really drives the point home that he's trying to put across.
Yeah, the point he's trying to make.
Yeah, the Matthew Modine character is so incredible. I feel like if I would have been that young and thrust into that situation, I would have been a lot like him. So, yeah, for me, that one really. Number 2, and this is my off the beaten path pick, but I love.
Okay, so number 1 is what I thought. Okay, good.
Yeah, this is my off the beaten path pick, and I love this movie so much, and so many people have never seen it. And it's going to be
one of the 4 movies I thought it would be. Then there's 2 more that I thought would make your list. Maybe might make your list. Okay, go ahead.
This is going to be 1956, The Killing.
Ooh.
It's basically the gist of it is it's a movie about a racetrack robbery, but it's everything that goes into it. Like, you've never seen like a heist movie that is just this thorough, especially for back then. It feels like something out of a pulp novel put onto the screen, and it's just so fucking entertaining, man. And it's short. It's like an hour and 15, hour 20 minutes, man, and it goes by. There's not a wasted shot in it. Timothy Carey is in this, and he's in Paths of Glory as well.
Yeah.
And he's just one of my favorite, like, oh, it's that guy, like, kind of actors.
Yeah,
He's
exactly.
such a big creep. You know, he's like a hitman kind of in this movie, but he's actually, they're trying to rob this racetrack and they need a distraction, so they hire him to snipe a horse. You know.
Patricia says she's gonna have to check that out, as will I, for sure.
Yeah, the killing is, it's just, man, it's just a heist movie, a caper movie, a double cross movie, man, it's so great. I've seen it probably more than any other Kubrick movie, because again, it is so short. It's like, man, I want to watch a movie right now. Oh, in a Stanley Kubrick.
I like short movies.
Yeah, but I don't have 3
Yeah,
hours, so I can't watch, Barry Lyndon or anything. So I'll put in the killing.
So I was thinking you were gonna go with either 2001: Space Odyssey or Eyes Wide Shut.
2001: Space Odyssey would probably be my number 6. It was between that and Dr. Strangelove. It was really hard. I think 2001: A Space Odyssey is a better movie, but if you had both in front of me right now and I could only watch one, I'd pick Dr. Strangelove.
Right on.
So that's why it was number 5.
Now, did you like Eyes Wide Shut? Because a lot of people did.
I did not like it when it first came out.
Oh.
It's grown on me. I don't know if it would make my top 10 though, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's bad. I don't think Stanley Kubrick's made a bad movie. So they're all good.
And obviously, of course, number one is
number one is The Shining, 1980, and we'll eventually do that year, and that's my birth year.
Yeah.
And it's probably going to be my favorite film of that.
Right. I mean, as big of a Friday the 13th guy as you are, it's came up on the show that you said it's not even the best horror movie to come out in 1980.
Because it's not, and you can't even make an argument that it is.
No,
You can't. I love Friday the 13th, but anybody that thinks that is a better film than this one is out of their fucking mind. So
they just don't. Yeah. No.
And it just shows you the genius of Kubrick. The guy made one horror movie ever, and it's one of the best ever done.
Yeah.
I mean, like, why make another one? He's like, why make another one?
Honestly,
made the perfect one.
Because some people that think The Thing is more of a sci-fi movie than a horror movie anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it is the best horror movie. No, it's right up there with The Thing. I mean, it's just the actual filmmaking that went into this. It's not like we were saying earlier. It's not just somebody pointing a camera and recording shit. Yeah. Like everything is in a certain direction and shot from a certain angle, and everything matters, and everything has so much more feeling. And like I can imagine you said that he gave Shelley Duvall a hard time making that movie. I could imagine that he's got to be that type of director.
He was a dictator on the set. Yeah. Everything had to be perfect. There are scenes that he made people do 100 times, 100 takes.
Now, as far as like great directors like that, I mean, do you know one that's not like that? Because I've heard that about all of them.
Clint Eastwood.
Okay.
The most laid back director there is. He never says action. He just says go.
Yeah.
And
he's that might be from being because he started directing early on too.
Yeah, he started acting first though.
Yeah, as I was saying, but he it wasn't like he was a director or an actor for 50 years and started directing.
He worked with Sergio Leone a lot in his younger years though, and he was known too as a pretty laid back actor's director kind of guy. Right. So maybe that rubbed off on him because the guy made great fucking movies too. So although his best movie he made without Clint Eastwood, and I love The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, but that's not the best Sergio Leone movie. Once Upon a Time in the West is, and I'll die on that hill.
Yeah.
So come on, bad guy Henry Fonda, heel Henry Fonda. Get out of here. That was a bigger heel turn than when Hogan leg dropped Savage in 96.
Now we're talking about fake sports. We talked about real sports. We're going to get back to fake sports. You never know what you're going to get when we do an episode where anything can happen.
Yeah, don't let us freestyle too much, people.
What's on your shirt? I can't read that, but it looks really cool.
Blasphemer. It's an Italian.
That's what that says.
It's an Italian,
now I can read it.
It's an Italian death metal band. They're pretty awesome.
Yeah, I love the art.
Yeah, they're great.
Hell yeah.
They're one of those bands that have 2 speeds, fast and stop. It's like speed death metal. They're fucking great.
Yeah, right on. Well, speaking of metal, our boys in AKC, they're on tour with Drowning Pool right now.
Starting today, right?
I don't know. Is today the first show? But they're in Pittsburgh tonight.
Yeah, I think it's their first day of the tours today.
Yep. So they're doing that. Let's see. Karen says freestyle keeps us on our toes. No, it's fun, especially when you guys show up to comment with us and we can do this whole conversation thing. I really like doing it. When we have shows like this, it turns out really good. It's a lot of fun.
Oh.
One of our biggest shows we ever did, they had the most views we ever had, was one of these shows where it was just, we had several hundred, oh, that was cool, several hundred comments. Yeah, let's talk metal. BK. Yeah. Right on. Oh, that's sweet. Ryan got to paint a new mask. He's getting some practice in for the con that we're doing in August. He's going to have some hand-painted masks. This is a new style he came up with, and I really like it.
See the concept here?
Yeah. I like the blood.
The stone finish, right?
Viscosity.
He gets up, gets his first kill, blood splatter hits the mask, then he finger paints the chevrons on with the blood.
Yeah.
And that's what we got.
So it's like, yeah, dipped in stone.
Yeah. Haven't finished it yet, but
yeah,
you know, it'll be up soon. It just needs a clear coat.
It's a work in progress.
And I was debating the axe cut. I decided on it.
Yeah. Well, most of the masks, all the masks have one except for 3, right?
Yes. And 5.
Oh, yeah, because 5 is a Roy mask.
Still counts.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. But the dreams.
Wait, does he have it in Freddy versus Jason? Is there the cut?
I don't think there is.
I don't think there is.
The dream scene does have it, though.
The remake doesn't have it either.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so most of the time, not all the time.
In all the movies that matter, it's there.
Right on. Yeah, so yeah, I don't even want to say it. I'll talk to you about that later.
Yeah. But officially, as of today, I took the time off. So August 16th and 17th, I'll be there all day, every day. And I ain't going to work, and I'm going to be paid for the privilege not to go to work.
BK turned 50. Happy birthday. And he says, instead of listening to metal, his wife is jamming country music. Just wanted to stop by and say Slayer. Oh, I love Slayer.
I'm with Brandon on that one.
Random thought I had today. You know, you have the big 4 of thrash metal.
Mm-hmm.
And Metallica is easily number 1, I think. And Anthrax to me is easily number 4. Well, you're looking at me crazy, so maybe you have a different list than me. But I was going to say who's 2 and 3, and I think Slayer. Me and Renee were talking about this today, and he was like, "No, Megadeth's way better than Slayer."
No, they're not.
No. So how would you rank those 4?
Slayer's number 1.
Okay.
Like without question.
I think Metallica.
I'd put Metallica number 2.
All right.
I'd put Megadeth 3, and I would have Anthrax last.
Okay, so you're right there with me. You just got Slayer and Metallica switched up.
It's wild too that I put the East Coast band last,
Mm-hmm.
but you know, I don't think they're nearly as good as songwriters as the other 3 guys.
Yeah, he likes Slayer better than Metallica, Kieran. I don't know.
Yeah, I definitely do.
Yeah, I mean Metallica's hella commercial. I'll give them that, but they've done like the production values that they have in a show is like nobody else. It's something else. I don't know. It's pretty freaking sweet.
Well, I'm speaking a whole body of work. Slayer never lost the plot, and they never changed their story. Metallica changed their fucking story and played with orchestras and shit.
Still was cool shit.
No, it wasn't.
It was cool.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, and BK put his in there. He's got Slayer, Megadeth, Metallica, Anthrax, then Terror.
Terror is great. Yeah. I'd put Sepultura above Metallica personally.
Really?
I would.
No, I wouldn't.
Anything with Max after that, no.
No, yeah, for sure.
So, but again, if we're
How do you
talking whole body of work.
How do
then
you feel Soulfly versus Sepultura?
Ugh.
Oh, you don't like Soulfly?
Soulfly was bland.
I like Soulfly.
Ugh.
Live, anyway.
Yeah, in 1997 live, it was fun.
Yeah, with when he brings out what's that big giant horny head called?
Yeah.
Is that a didgeridoo?
It was.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's good shit. And we used to be able to see 10 of these bands. We used to see 3, 4, 5 of these bands together for $25. Now you want to see one of these bands, it's gonna be $200, and half the band won't even be there.
I saw Soulfly open for Megadeth.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, at Ozfest 1998.
I seen Megadeth and Soulfly both at an Ozfest.
Yeah.
I think it was 98.
It was 98. Yeah.
But Soulfly was on the other stage.
No, they were both on the main stage, the one I saw.
I was there. We were both at that show. You talking about Akron?
Yeah, Rubber Bowl.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, they both played the main stage.
And then the other Sepultura played too.
So, no, they weren't. They weren't there. They weren't there in 98. They were there in 97.
All right. I'll take your word for it.
I 100% am sure. I was actually just researching this show recently.
All right. And he's gone again. Ryan is having technical difficulties tonight. He will be back, I'm sure. There he is. Bam.
Yeah, Tool played as well.
Tool, yeah. And one of the Ozfest was Perfect Circle.
Yeah, way later. Cool. Tool played right before Ozzy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it was amazing. It was
was just starting to get dark, which is cool because they had some visuals going on.
Yeah.
And fun fact about that 1998 Ozfest show, that was the first time, and maybe only time, I don't know about this, but I know it was the absolute first time that Marie, Maynard James Keenan's mother, saw him play a live show.
Oh, awesome.
So.
Hell yeah. Yeah, that was a good time, man. It was a lot of good bands. Motorhead was on the second stage.
I didn't go to the second stage other than the very beginning. And the first band that played, and it was odd because they had it was Life of Agony.
Yes.
Yeah. And they had Whitfield Crane from Ugly Kid Joe singing for them at that show.
Yep.
It was weird seeing him sing those Keith Caputo.
Because I was right next to you for that band, and I remember we were talking about it.
Yeah, and then we all smiled at each other and had dirt in our teeth from that baseball field that we were standing on moshing. I'll never forget that. I was more
St. John's, Michigan. Jason in the house. He went to Vegas to meet Tom Matthews at this horror museum that's out there, Tom Devlin's Horror Museum, which was really cool, and he wore the costume there. But I really wanted him to walk down the strip and have somebody videotape that in costume. How cool would that have been?
Yeah.
Jason Takes Vegas. You know, that would have got you all kinds of views on his YouTube. Because he's trying to get his YouTube views up. We got him a couple followers. And
don't give Rob Hedden any ideas.
Yeah. Motorhead should have been the first band inducted into the Rock Hall of Fame, BK says. I don't know about the first band, but Ozzy's just now going in, so that tells you all you need to know.
The Beatles should have been the first band inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Is it Ozzy? Ozzy's going in this year, right?
I don't know.
It's horrible. Like Black Sabbath is in, but Ozzy wasn't. And somebody was like, damn, I can't believe Ozzy's not in the Hall of Fame. So, well, they had to get NWA, Eminem, and Dolly Parton in first.
Yeah.
And I don't have a problem with either one of those guys being in there. Don't get me wrong. I'm not one of those guys.
Did they ever put Rush in?
I don't know. Is Rush in the Rock?
Because that was like the big thing, like for years and years and years.
Travesty if they're not.
Yeah. I think that's when I just quit because like Rush hit like their 40th anniversary and they still weren't in or something. It was ridiculous.
2013 they got in.
Okay, finally. Because R40 was like 2009 or something like that. And they still weren't in on their 40th anniversary. And it's your 25th anniversary is when you become eligible. So for 15, almost 20 friggin' years, Rush was eligible and didn't get in. So fuck them.
says enough about Cleveland. Hey, the Rock Hall was invented in New York, all right?
Yeah.
We just got the Rock Hall thing here. These are the New York people that screwed this up. We're going to blame them.
Yeah, they only put the Rock Hall here is because we had room.
We had room and it was much cheaper.
Yeah.
If you're from Cleveland and you have a Cleveland ID, it's free, by the way.
Yeah, and the big concerts for the inductions are still in New York.
Yeah, we get one every 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
It's like New York, New York, New York, New York, Cleveland. And usually it's years where it's not somebody cool.
No, I don't have a problem with other artists, artists in other genres getting in either, but not before fucking Rush.
Yeah. It's insane. It's insane. I don't know what their criteria is, how they pick stuff. Eminem got in like his first year of eligibility. I mean, what?
And that's cool, but not before Ozzy Osbourne.
No.
Mary J. Blige.
Dolly Parton was like, "What the fuck are you doing? I'm not even a rock and roll person." I mean, she did it. And then she came out with that. It's a pretty cool album too. She came out with a rock album after that. She says, "Well, I guess if I'm in the Rock Hall, I better release a rock album."
Mm-hmm.
And she did it. It's pretty cool.
She's such a gem.
She is. She's awesome.
How can anybody not like her?
Yeah.
You know?
Don't know. But yeah, it's a bunch of covers of really good songs. Some of them are better than others. I would have really liked to hear her record some of these years ago when she was, a little bit better, but it's still a good album. If you have like access to iTunes or something, you can hear it.
I think that's like a new litmus test for me. If you don't like Dolly Parton, I don't like you.
Yeah, I don't like you, right?
I mean, her music is one thing, but if you don't like her as a person,
BK says if you don't like Dolly, you're probably a communist. I'll agree with that. Like, how do you not like Dolly Parton? I thought of something, and maybe I thought about it, or maybe I seen it in a meme. I don't know if I think I really thought about it. I think I was the one that thought about it, but I don't know which. But a Switched at Birth movie with her and Elvira. How cool would that be?
Wow.
But like, it would have to be years ago. It couldn't be now.
So we get like a goth Dolly Parton.
No, they're just sisters.
Yeah.
Not scissors, sisters.
Oh, so
maybe they scissor. I don't know. Maybe that makes the movie better.
So her and Cassandra Peterson are like,
they were split at birth. They were twins.
So not a body swapping thing.
Yeah, who knows how they would do it? Just because they're both. Well, she's like the light and the dark of the same person.
And then we find out Cassandra Peterson, Elvira's real name is Jolene.
Bum, bum, bum.
Plot twist.
Right on.
And she really has red hair under that wig.
Well, she does though.
I know. That's why I went there.
They both look really good for 80-year-old women, though.
Because Jolene's a ginger in the song.
Yeah.
Yeah. Real quick, since it's we're on that topic, have you ever? It's on YouTube. It's Jolene played at half speed.
No, I'll check it out.
Dude, it sounds better than the song. It's like real, it's real moody.
Right on.
Yeah, it's like
Miley Cyrus did a really good version of that.
I don't hate her.
Yeah,
it seems like an odd choice.
Yeah, she killed it. She did really good. Beyonce, on the other hand, did not. She did a version. It's not good.
That's going to be one of those things like, what the fuck were you thinking? Just that whole thing. And it's apparently she's still trying to go for that.
Yeah. Well, with Miley, I'm certain, the way she grew up, where she grew up, she's probably known Dolly since she was a little girl.
Of course.
So it was okay,
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So we've went an hour and 10 minutes talking about random shit. So we're going to get out of here. And next week, I didn't even pump next week's show. That was one of the 4 things we were supposed to talk about, and I left that off. Next week, we are going to have Hal Heavens from Night of the Demons on to help us promote his appearance and the rest of the Night of the Demons cast and the Toxic Avenger cast, all coming to with Bloody Essentials, the podcast we were on. They're going to be debuting Wednesday. They're going to be there. The people from Reddit last week, they're going to be there. Are you going to be there? Go get a ticket. Ohio Terracon, August 16th and 17th. It is going to be awesome. I mean, just from everything that I know for sure will happen, some things might get screwed up and not happen, but the shit that I know that's gonna happen for sure makes it worth going.
It's 5 weeks from tomorrow.
There you go.
We're 36 days out, man.
36 days. So it's only hey, BK, I know you're in Detroit, man. It's only a 2.5 hour drive for you.
Not even.
September 13th in Monroe Comic-Con. We're going to be up there for that too. And Zigzag just got here. Zig, man, we were talking about your quote from Monday with the face and the ass crack of 80s Hollywood. But yeah, so Monroe, Michigan, Monroe Comic-Con, Tom Morgan, Melanie Kinnaman, and us. Us said we're not booked there. We're just going to be there. I did. Ryan's booked for a pizza date with Melanie Kinnaman, and I'm booked to take pictures when they need a Roy stand-in for the pictures.
Yeah, that's right.
But they're not official. So yeah, check us out at both of those things, either one of those things, all of those things, and we are going to get out of here. Ryan, anything else?
Yeah, really looking forward to that. Having a slice from Freddy's in one hand and Melanie Kinnaman in my other arm. That'll be great. We'll see everybody August 16th and 17th here in Cleveland, technically Strongsville, for the Ohio TerrorCon. And yeah, next week should be fun. I don't know how many episodes we'll do next week overall. We might have 14 other shows we're going to be on.
We might be popular.
You never know. And that's the thing now about the show is you never know when Rick's going to go live. You never know when I'm going to go live. You never know. We might bump into each other and we might go live together.
It might happen.
You never know.
Never know.
And he's always lurking. So yeah. Thanks for tuning in tonight, everybody. Even though we had no guest, I really need to shave. Look at this. This is terrible. I'm getting gray, man.
It happens. It happens to the best of us.
So I'm going to go upstairs to the bathroom, and there goes my beard. And after that, there goes the neighborhood.